What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get into it. All right. So Disney Plus has debuted the first two episodes of X-Men 97. I watched both of them earlier today. I thought it was okay, but I had some thoughts. Now, as you can see on the screen here, I've got this article pulled up. Now, this article was written May 30th of 2020, and it was put on CBR.com. Now, this is when they were doing a strange relationship in the comics where they just decided to put Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Scott as a poly couple. And they didn't actually make Logan and Scott do things, but they were kind of hinting. And like I said, it was some weird stuff going on in this particular run of X-Men. Now, like I said, this article came out in May of 2020. So why do I have it up? After watching the first two episodes of X-Men 97, I'm getting an impression that maybe Wolverine might enter into a relationship with Morph. Now, maybe you saw the two episodes and maybe you see why I'm saying this. But there was another article. I wish I could find it now. I was looking because I was in one of it was either on Facebook or Reddit. It may not have been an actual article, but I remember this was a few years ago. And they were talking when they had announced that X-Men 97 was going to be created. And it was like things that happened on the original X-Men animated series that need to be addressed. And one of the things that they mentioned was the relationship between Wolverine and Jubilee. And they said that Wolverine and Jubilee's relationship constituted grooming. So basically, because Wolverine's such an older man and he's got a woman that's Jubilee, who I think she said on the show that she was like 15 or whatever, or she's almost 16. I think they did that. I thought she specifically said she was 15, about to be 16. So if you know Wolverine history, he's over 100-something years old. So you got a guy over 100-something years old, and he takes as his protege this young woman who's 15 years old. And I saw people like, oh, that's subtle. It's a subtle nod to grooming. You watch X-Men 97, and yes, Jubilee is there, but the relationship between her and Wolverine is not the same as it was on she's not the sidekick. And a lot of that stuff has been replaced by Morph. So there's a scene in, like I said, they got the first two episodes up, but there's a scene in the first episode where, what's the guy, DaCosta Sunspot that was in the New Mutants. They have him in there, right? And the Friends of Humanity had like kidnapped him, and, then the X-Men save him. And, he's hiding the fact that he's a mutant from his family. But he, obviously, if you know the comics, Sunspot's family is like multi-billionaires and the whole deal. But Jubilee's flirting with him. That whole situation. But they're in this club that DaCosta, when they rescued him, they took him to the X Mansion. He was like, no, I don't want to stay here. And he slipped out and left. And they were like, we got to go find this guy because people are still looking for him. So they showed up at this club. And when they show up at the club, you can see that Wolverine is still kind of bugging over the fact that Scott and Jean are happy together. She's pregnant, about to have a baby. They're married, that whole deal, right? Morph has clearly been put into the situation of being Wolverine's best friend, his confidant. He clearly is closer to Wolverine than anyone else on the team. And there's a part where he's talking to Wolverine where he becomes Jean Grey and talks about the fact that Logan is in love with her. In the second episode, when they kind of resolve most of the plot lines, at the end, Wolverine, if you follow Wolverine, he's kind of a loner character, depending on who's right. He at certain other times I've read, they'll try to make him the team leader where he kind of has to open up and it's like, oh, okay, I don't want to do sulking, brooding Wolverine. Let's try to make him more responsible and show that he's a team leader and all this stuff. But the Wolverine that I love, he's kind of a loner. He's very loyal to his friends, but yeah, he kind of keeps to himself. And yeah, he's in love with Jean Grey and the whole deal, right? But he goes off to be by himself. Of course, Morph has to go find him. They've got the beers. He's trying to coax him into, coming out of his brooding funk. And so he's teasing Wolverine and he turns into all these different guys, one of whom is Sabretooth. He becomes Cyclops and the whole deal. And it seems like Wolverine leaps at him and they're kind of wrestling. And I go, Not to mention the way they have Morph talk. Since they announced that Morph was now non-binary, it did seem like Morph was an extra in Will and Grace. I will say that it did. He talked in a very specific way, and I said, "Oh, okay." Now what's the guy, Bo DeMayo, the producer that got fired right before the show debuted. He's a member of the LGBTQ community. And when he was doing press before Disney let him go, he was saying that his experiences growing up as a black man as a gay black man, shaped how he was patterning the storylines for X-Men 97. So I start to see that because, and it, like I said, it's making me wonder. I was like, are they going to make Logan and Morph into a couple? That kind of I was like, that seems like a weird stretch, but like I said, history repeats itself. And as you know, like I said, that's why I pulled this article up from a few years ago when they had put, the threesome into a threesome. But I like I said, there was a lot of good with X-Men 97. I am going to continue to watch it, but I do think that they seem to be hinting that maybe Logan and Morph might become more than just friends. But maybe I'm reading into that. If you think I'm reading into it, get in the comments because I definitely want to have this conversation. Obviously, give me a follow. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Threads, all at Ikari Press. And if you like comics and you type in IkariPress.com, it will take you to my comic book brand, Way of the Gun. You also have a link to my Gumroad in the description as well. If you want to check out some of the other books I've worked on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out.